All this stuff looks like kind of like TV static or spark. These white dots and white streaks. I see that with my naked eyes, without the aid of a camera. It looks a little bit different to the eye. It doesn't look so, I guess, sparky. It looks like there's like ribbons moving through the air. I did this the other day, and they're hitting my chest, and that's making me do that. They're trying to give me like a nervous sensation, like, "You come in there, did you?" And that is visible to my eye as well. It doesn't look quite as strong as it does in the camera, but it is visible. It's a little bit more transparent to the human eye, or darker. It looks like there is like a oop. It looks like there is like a force field in the corner of the wall, and then also over here as well. That is like on Star Trek, like the force fields in the brig, and between deck sections and bulkheads, and around the whole ship. So not only are they doing that and streaks there, they're putting like face on the wall and perverted images, or things that appear to be perverted at a glance and are meant to be taken as perverted, but then when you look closer are not so perverted, which I don't know if it applies here, because I have no idea if what I'm filming is actually on the wall or if it's on the surface of the phone. It's a common problem I have had over the past few years. Was it like a Loch Ness monster and someone else just kissed it? Or is it sucking its face? Like, I don't know what's going on here. Like, this is weird. Like, who drew that? Like, who illustrated something like that? This is like, what? Like, what? Like, why would anyone like watch something like that? It's not hot. It's not sexy. It's not funny. It's not entertaining. It's not. It definitely captures the attention though, but it's not something that people would just like watch normally on their, like, on Hulu or on TV, and just, unless like, reports of this get out, and people can be just like, what? And hopefully the really good copies of the actual of the actual animations are made available. And quite often, a lot of them look like they're dynamically changed based on, like, oh wow, I haven't seen this one before. They're telling me that they're going to show me the blend if in a couple of minutes they're going to show me the weird ones with like the people in the blender and other things like that. They showed that to me a couple of times. I think the first time I saw it was at the Manor House, and I'd always seen like these crazy perverted ones, and then they did like these ones where it looked like there was like a person like in a blender, like a big giant blender, but they always made the people look like there was a filter over it, or that it was illustrated. And then part of me was wondering, like, I wonder if some of these things, some of the scenarios, I mean, they were all like weird death scenarios, but like what made them seem unrealistic and and made them less, I guess, serious or impactful was the fact that they're so ridiculous of a scenario, and it seems like an obvious cut and paste, and the persons or the people seem illustrated or animated. But then part of me is like, what if they, like, on some of these, like, it's just a filter to like hide like some weird, like crazy, like horrible thing that they did to some people, like a group of people, to like get content for this. I'm like, I hope not. But... And sometimes it appears that the position of the camera or the person effect, like some of these appears 3D, and that you can like basically look through it like kind of like a VR, like you're in that, like your whole surrounding is like a VR goggle, like wearing VR goggles, but not as visible usually. But they made it pretty visible a few times where I could close my eyes and I could literally see in the back of my eyelids or in my eyes these 3D computer generated graphics. They didn't show as many perverted ones. They showed more crazy, stupid ones and interesting ones. They showed one that had so many like little people in it, like little characters in it. Like they seemed to be like all over it. They were like, this is supposed to hold like all the people in the world if they want to add themselves to it, like a me, like on Nintendo Wii. But I was like, okay, but I couldn't control like the movement. Like it was basically kind of like a rail shooter ride without shooting, and I could control where I looked at, but I couldn't control where the position I was in relation to the experience was. So if you imagine yourself on a slow moving roller coaster or like a rail shooter game, like Eden, not Pixel Junk Eden, but the other Eden, that's I guess what do I call that? A lesser known, extremely well made game that should be played in 3D. And maybe it should be made for VR goggles. But it was just, they showed me a shit ton of the 3D like into the eyes, like 3D. They close your eyes and lay back or sit up, and we'll take you on a ride type of thing. A lot of them were extremely long. Some of them, the score to it, or the song chosen to it, was a bit much after a minute or two. It kind of wore on it would wear on one's soul. It would be more irritating and grating to most people.